God, dude, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This game was so hard to watch.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
I'm drained. I'm absolutely drained. I did not have a good time watching this game whatsoever. I didn't even really want to talk about it, but here we are, and we got to talk about it. So there's quite a few things that I want to say about it. Before we do, though, really quick, if you want to support clanthemerchfan.com, please be patient with me. Actually catching up with orders. This is a one-man show. Okay, I don't necessarily have a company or anything dishing these out, so it's all me. So just be patient with me. If you didn't get a tracking number yet, just be patient. You're gonna get one. Okay, I didn't miss anybody's order. We're good. We're fine. But if you want to support, please do. Link in the description. It means the world to me. But yeah, we grinding out here. So if you wanna help your boy out, it's there. All right, let's talk about this. All right, so I didn't have a fun time watching this game, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why I did not enjoy watching this game. A lot of people will say, is it because the Spurs lost? No. Is it because the Spurs got blown out? No. It's actually because quite a few of the players that I wanted to see, I did not see. Now, I know it's only the first game, but I was not crazy about these lineups. And let me make this clear, okay? No matter what lineups we put out there, we're not a good team. Like, we're just not. We're not going to win a lot of games. We're not a good team. Whether the Spurs want to intentionally tank or not, we do not have the personnel to succeed. Now, with that being said, I'm going to give my theory on why they did this, why the lineups were the way they were, and just, you know, overall how I feel about it. Now, we'll go from player to player. First and foremost, we'll start with how the team did. So we can go to team stats here. Why not? And if we scroll down here, we'll see that the San Antonio Spurs, they shot 40%, while you can see the Hornets shot 51%. Our three-point percentage was god-awful at 20%, while they shot 2 times better. There's 44%, as you can see there. Free throws, they shot way better from free throw percentage. Rebounds, they had more rebounds. You know, I don't know where fans were coming from, where they came into this game really confident, thinking that the Spurs could win this one. It was quite a few people like that, and I was like, this team is more established than we are right now, but hey, it is what it is. Fast break points. This is a huge shift, okay? Huge shift from last season. I feel like we were way more of a fast break point team. I had to look at the stats on it, but it's just a vibe I get. Points in the paint, 58 to 54. Fouls, 19 to 20, so it is about the same. So, but the largest lead that Charlotte Hornets had on us was 35, and it was god ugly, man. It was just, woo, it was ugly. Now let me go ahead and talk about this. All right, so player to player, Jeremy Sohan, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I absolutely loved his leadership. I thought that he was very verbal on the defensive end. I thought once again it was one of those games where he did a pretty good job, pretty decent job being kind of that glue guy. Now offensively, still struggling, over 2 from 3, and we kind of expect that, right? I didn't expect him to just shoot the lights out, but I do expect him to have a better 3-point shot as time goes on. I'm expecting at least 30. If he can just give us like 32% from 3, just be somewhat of a threat, and we'll be fine. But 2 for 8. He had a really nice and one dunk in there. That was really, really dope. But overall, pretty balanced game. Not bad at all, especially for his very first NBA season game. And this game, this vibe of this game was way different than what we saw in the preseason. Way more intense, way more fast. And you could tell that a lot of the younger players just could not keep up with the pace initially. But moving on, Keldon Johnson, 8 for 17. Not bad at all. 11 rebounds. So he had a double-double there. 20 points overall, 3 for 7 from 3, which is really strange because he got it going in the second half, and I could have sworn he hit like 5, but I guess it was just 3 in a row. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it was 3 in a row. 4 assists, we watched it live. 2 steals. Overall, good game. Only 2 turnovers, especially with the ball in his hands quite a bit. Not mad at him whatsoever. I keep saying this, Keldon Johnson is not necessarily a star caliber player, but he brings a lot of fire, a lot of fight, And on top of it, I feel like he has mastered the drive, and he's really good at catching shooting threes, and that's basically what he did all game long. Jakob Poeltl, this was pretty nice. 7 for 13, not bad. 14 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. Surprised he didn't get a block in there. 3 turnovers. I don't really want that, especially if Keldon Johnson gets 2. I don't want my center getting as many, if not more. But overall, Jakob was fine. Trey Jones, once again, very confident, or very comfortable, that is. Really good. I've always said this. Trey Jones is a good point guard, but a lot of his shots are floaters. That's kind of, offensively, that's kind of what his thing is. It's only floaters. Not bad. Fine skill set to have. It's just one of those things where I'm just trying to emphasize how limited we are. Devin Vassell. Man, okay, so I could actually hear the other players on the other team, and this is just basketball. People talk trash all the time. But man, the stuff they were saying about Devin Vassell, at least the Hornets were, and I can't tell you exactly what player or who was saying it, but every single time it felt like they were talking trash, or like, because he looked that bad. Okay, I'm just not gonna lie to you, he looked that bad. 0 for 8 for 3. And here's the thing, you might look at this, and this is what was bad about this game, and he'll be way better than this, right? Like this season, he'll be way better. But the thing that really sucked about this, the 0 for 8, especially, is he didn't necessarily create his own shot. It was a lot of catch and shoot, and that's actually what he's good at. So it was a little disheartening to see him go 0 for 8, because that's like his bread and butter, is that catch and shoot, especially around screens. He was going to the paint relentlessly, but he just didn't have the strength to necessarily finish around the rim at all. So he was trying to pull a Keldon Johnson, because now that I think about it, they were playing pretty similar to each other. Devin Vassell, I think he has a little bit better mid-range game, but he was basically doing what Keldon Johnson normally does. It was catching, shooting, and driving straight to the rim. Devin Vassell, he hit one shot that was really nice. That was a mid-range shot, but that was like the highlight of his entire game. Got to the line quite a bit, and that kind of shows it. Just to, if you don't believe me, he went to the line and shot 8 free throws. So he was literally just throwing his body at the defenders. Not a great strategy, I don't think. I don't necessarily think he has the strength for that, or the stature for that, but hey, it is what it is. 4 assists. I wish that I could have saw more of his facilitation that we saw in the preseason, where he has a little bit better vision than what he displayed. But 4 assists is not bad. Keldon had the same amount. 1 steal and blah blah blah. 2 turnovers. I'm not mad at that. But dude, 11 points on 15 that is rough. But moving on, let's go ahead and go through these pretty quickly. Isaiah Roby, he played well when he came in, but that was like tail end. Zach Collins still looks a little sluggish. I said that in the preseason. It just seems off, and I don't know if he'll ever get to the point that we expected him to be, or at least we were hoping him to get to. But yeah, 1 point, and that's part of why his contract is so good, and the Spurs really did a good job with that, because you didn't know, right? You didn't really know what to expect. Doug McDermott, he did Doug McDermott type things. Not gonna be mad at him. Most of the games he's gonna be decent. Like I'm not gonna be angry at that. KBD barely played. Not gonna talk about him. Jang, there's nothing to really say. Also barely played. Josh Richardson, he looked really sloppy on the defensive end and offensive end. I'm surprised it was only 2 turnovers. It felt like more, but they were pretty blatant turnovers. Not good at all. Romeo Langford only played a little bit. It was fine. He brought some energy, but overall went 2 for 5. Josh Primo. Now, here's the thing. I know everyone's going to say, whoa, Josh Primo, he was really Here's the thing. In this game, at least from what I saw from Josh, he resorted back to what he normally does, or what he's been doing at least his rookie season. And what that is, and he did it in the G League as well, is he starts off the game facilitating and deferring to older guys. And that's what he did during this game. Now, some people said that he was afraid to shoot. He was not afraid to shoot. I didn't get that vibe from him at all. He never came across as the type of guy that's afraid to shoot. I've criticized players in the past of that, but not Primo. He was just trying to facilitate the best of his ability. He was trying his best to kind of defer to the older guys, because let's be honest, we're going to play, or we're going to continue to play through Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell. But yeah, Primo just wanted to make sure that he got other people involved, and he didn't turn it on until he kind of had to. But even yet and still, it was kind of it's just going to be a matter of time before the San Antonio Spurs say, hey, go out there, be relaxed, do your thing. Now, overall, how did he play? I thought that he picked his spots pretty well. His shots were not bad by any means. He could have took more shots, actually. You see 3 for 11, you're like, that's really bad. They were actually pretty quality shots. There was only one in particular that I really didn't like, in which the defender was like right on his back and it ended up being blocked. And I think that was early on. But overall, I thought all his shots were pretty good shots, smart shots. He had 5 assists overall, so he had the most assists on the team. And he had a block in there. But overall, it was more of a Primo deferring to other players, and I think that that's going to change quick in a hurry. That's just my take, and I just think that's what's going to happen. Another thing to note, and I said this already, I don't really care that Josh Primo is coming off the bench. The Spurs really do believe in him, and you can even see that he's the only bench player with more than 20 points. So he basically pulled a Manu here, in which he didn't start, but he got starter type minutes. So that we're going to continue to see that. I think Tre Jones starting is fine for now, especially since he's a better, I would say a better facilitator. I kind of changed my mind on that. He got a little bit more zip on his passes, I would say. But overall, Primo does have the most potential. So I'm not mad at the game. It's only the first game of the season. It's the first time which Primo had a significant role, and he still looked poised. He still looked engaged. He was communicating very well with his teammates. And I think it's just going to be a matter of the team is going to have to come together. And it's just how it works. They're going to have to come together and say, Josh Primo, do your thing. It's not a big deal. Do your thing. All right. So we went through every single player. Now, let me tell you why I did not like the lineups that were out there. The reason why I did not like the lineups that were out there is I felt as if they were pointless. They were just absolutely pointless. I saw no reason that, and I'm sorry. I know that sometimes it's in players' contracts or whatnot. I don't know, but Josh Richardson getting 17 minutes, it was a long 17 minutes. I'll be honest with you. It was a long 17 minutes. Very unnecessary, in my opinion. I thought that he should have sat. Even Zach Collins, it felt a little off. Even though it was 12 minutes, it felt a little longer. It was just like, this is just dragging. And it was so unfortunate to me that we didn't see Branham or Wesley. Hopefully that changed. I think Wesley probably would end up in the G League, but after seeing this past game, it's like there was no, and guys, I mean no reason for those two not to play. And that makes me really uncomfortable. The fact that we were down by like 35 points and we were down by so many points and they still didn't get playing time. We'll see. It's only one game. I'm not going to trip about it too much, but these two guys, without a doubt, should play. They, without a doubt, should see minutes. There's no point whatsoever why we shouldn't have saw Malachi Branham and Blake Wesley. This was a, to say it, nicely, this was a crap show. Okay, it was absolutely terrible, and we're going to see that, and that's fine. Look, we're all doing this to tank. We're all doing this for amen. Pretty sure that's how you say it. Amen. We're all doing it for amen. We're all doing it for Victor Wembanyama. We're all doing it for the top picks. But at the same time, this was it just didn't feel like it had a purpose, man. I'll just be honest with you guys. This is what made this game the most irritating. This is why I didn't enjoy watching this game whatsoever, because it just felt pointless. Because the reason why I'm paying attention to these games, the reason why I'm gonna have, or I want to have fun, is because I want to see the development of the young guys, and that means obviously Primo got his minutes. I enjoyed every second of that, but that means Branham and Wesley. There was a point in the game where Tre Jones was in like near the very end, and I'm like, why is he still playing? We know what he can do. He's fine. His ceiling is, and you guys can correct me. You can say that I'm wrong. That's fine. But I feel like his ceiling is pretty defined. And we had a lot of players in the game at certain times where I'm like, their ceiling is there. Like, we already know. Like, Jang is there. Okay. I mean, Tre Jones is there. Like, we know Jakob Poeltl is there. He's nothing's gonna change, which I'm fine with Jakob Poeltl getting this amount of minutes. I'm just saying, you get my drift. But Branham and Wesley, I feel like Branham could have showed something, or at least just throw them in the pot like Pop usually likes to do. So we'll wait and see. It's only one game, but I'll be honest in saying this was very frustrating to watch. And if you go back to my live stream, you'll see that I did not have fun watching this game. It was so miserable. The only times I had fun is when I got to see Josh Primo out there and, you know, see him adjust to the game, and Jeremy Sohan play a little bit faster and see him adjust. That was fun. But everything else, I know what I'm getting out of him. I know what I'm going to get out of Keldon Johnson every night. I know what I'm going to get out of Devin Vassell every night. Trey Jones is defined. I think Vassell probably got a little bit more room to grow, obviously. But a lot of these players are already defined, and the only ones that aren't is Primo, Wesley, and Branham, essentially. Maybe Isaiah Roby and Sohan, obviously. But yeah, you get what I'm saying, man. It was just a frustrating game. Wasn't fun to watch. Miserable. I would add in saying it was miserable. But we'll wait and see what happens. Got way more games to go, and it's only the first one. But I personally didn't see a reason to see some of these guys out there late in this game. I don't know. It felt like an excuse not to play these two. I don't know. Just dumb to me. Anyways, I'll give it to you guys later, man. If you want to support the channel, as always, clanthemerchfan.com. Link in the description. Look at that. I'm not even doing that. I'm not even touching the screen right now. I'm not even touching my mouse right now. Look at that. Look at that. It's magic. Anyways, if you guys want to support, please do. Link in the description. I'll give it to you later, man. Bye.